Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Wheel of Albums. Along with my brother Adam and our friend Jack, I am Justin. This is episode number 26, our second episode of season 2. This week, I got to spin the wheel of 1001 albums you must hear before you die. And I spun 1957's album by Sabu, Palo Congo. Is that right, Sid? Palo Congo.
Palo Congo.
Palo Congo.
Amazing Congo music presented by Sydney.
So this week we went back in time, Cuban rumba music from none other than Sabu Martinez with the album Palo Congo. And I think it's the oldest record we've listened to, other than I think Here's Little Richard came out the same year. Thought for sure that the wheel had spun right off its axle. And hey, sometimes the ones you don't want to hear surprise you.
My first reaction to Palo Congo was, okay, but this is going to be a different genre from back in the 50s. And, you know, there's lots of different genres back in the day that I'm not familiar with. I'm not familiar with Sabu Martinez. The first thing that caught my attention is this was recorded on Blue Note Records, which was a huge jazz label. So I had high hopes that I was going to enjoy Palo Congo.
Palo Congo by Sabu. What to expect? I don't know. I don't even know if there's a difference between a Congo and a Conga. Just from my experience with television, I expected that Babalu was going to make the cut on this album. Other than that, I had very low expectations of enjoying this record. Where does the Congo fit in the hierarchy of the percussion? I'd put it down below the cajon, wooden box drum, but definitely above cymbals taped to your knees.
The timpani is the Mac Daddy, if you will, of all percussion. It's very dramatic. It shows that something is starting or something is finishing. That's how powerful a timpani is.
This album has a lot of congas. If I had to rank it, it would be in between the steel drums and the xylophone.
If anything, I wish this album, the congas, were pushed up in the mix a lot more than they are, that's for sure.
So was it hard to listen to 40 minutes without melodies on this album? Because it's all instrumental. It's all got Cuban flair to it. I actually enjoyed it. I thought the 40 minutes on this album kind of flew by. Found myself really enjoying just the background music as I did some yard work and some things around the house, and really looked forward to listening to it all 3 times. And it certainly got me in the mood to head to the beach for vacation here soon.
Yeah, I did look up some translations of some of the words involved. It is a semi-spiritual, I'm not going to say voodoo-esque or anything like that, but spirituality to it. I'll go with the song that I enjoy the most, seems somewhat structured, is Rhapsodia del Meraviglioso, or Veloso, and that is Rhapsody of the Wonderful. How could you not like that?
What played in my head was the song Tribalin Contour, which is the last song on the album. And all I could envision was me racing through the streets to find cover and dip into a local bar in Havana as a CIA operative. I'm just going to dip into that local bar. I'm going to have myself a Cuban sandwich and a drink. And then I'm going to wait for my Cuban asset to make a drop. And as I sit there at the bar, Tribalin Cantor is playing, and I'm loving it.
A lot of Palo Congo reminds me of stuff I may have run into on late night TV, just flipping the channels mindlessly whenever I was 19 or 20 years old. What was that thing, WQED in Pittsburgh? Like, hey, look, after bowling for dollars, there's this conga music that's playing. Wait, am I watching Nova right now? Am I enjoying this? I don't know. Am I going to stick around and see what happens next? I'm not doing anything else at the moment.
I think I could hear this in the background of various Cuban restaurants, maybe even Bahama Breeze. I don't know that any of the tracks on this particular album would grab my attention enough to either Shazam it or figure it out who is this playing this beautiful conga while I'm eating my plantain bowl.
The resume for Sabu Martinez, and before he released this, he played with the likes of Benny Goodman, Dizzy Gillespie, Sammy Davis Jr., Harry Belafonte, tons of different artists that ring a bell as far as big performers of the 40s and 50s. This might be a poor comparison, but for some reason Santana comes to mind. And maybe that's because that's the first Latin rocker that I was associated with growing up. To me, this would be like the conga player, I think his name is Jose Reyes, having a solo album, and it's somehow making the 1001 albums you must hear before you die. As great of a conga player as Jose Reyes is, it is a little mind-baffling that this album made it. It's got its own flavor, though, and let's get to that. Adam, do you have a favorite song on Palo Congo?
I have two. Rapsodio de la Marveloso's guitar is absolutely marveloso. I love the guitar arrangement and the playing in that. And then, that was kind of the standout track for me. And then I also enjoyed the congas the most. I mean, the congas are all over the place on this album, but the most I enjoyed there was the track Simba, which was enjoyable as well.
Well, I can't pronounce most of these either, Adam. At least Simba rings in mind the Lion King. For the most part, these songs fall into three categories. They're either all congas, congas with chanting, repeating or call and response, or congas with chanting and a guitar. Now, the songs where the guitar comes in, I get most excited for. At the same time, it doesn't pick my excitement overall up for Palo Congo. The Marveloso song that Jack mentioned earlier, because my Spanish is terrible too, would be my favorite on this as well.
Interesting thing about this is that we're listening to it digitally, of course, so you can just kind of look on the sound bar and press anywhere during the song, and it doesn't sound like you've missed a beat. 5 seconds in, go ahead and click the 42-second mark. Boom, you're right there. That's the magic of Sabu. And it has a price range of $120 to, it has also sold 2023 for $3,425. Clearly, that's Sabu's relatives paying that price.
All right, for Palo Congo numbers, as far as it went, I scored it the lowest at a 3. Jack, the highest as far as this goes. How about that? We're going to hold that on you, Jack. 4.315. Adam in between. Final rating is pretty low, 3.67. Maybe that's because we're not completely familiar with conga music. As far as our top songs, I'm not even going to start to try to pronounce some of these. I guess I should try to do the first one. It is the Marveloso song. The Rhapsody del Marveloso was our favorite. Is this an album you must hear before you die? Palo Congo, Sabu Martinez. For me, I was disappointed. Not as interesting as I was hoping. As I said earlier, I wish the congas were pushed more to the forefront. That doesn't mean it's a bad album. And at the same time, I would also say this is something I don't think you should hear before you die. If you're into great conga players from the 20th century, then this should be on your list. I enjoyed the music Sydney made and that we had at the front of the music. Let's bring that music back just for a minute. Sydney, where's that conga music?
Amazing conga music presented by Sydney.
See, that's our youth keeping conga music alive in the 21st century. Adam, what say you?
I'm going to say you grab yourself a Hatui, which is a Cuban beer, or a mojito, and pull up a seat at the bar and chill for about 45 minutes and just take it in and enjoy the conga music and the refreshing Caribbean style that this is bringing. So, I mean, if you're going to listen to music from the Caribbean or Cuba, why not listen to this one? My apologies for butchering any song titles or anything else in this recording because I never took Spanish and I'm kind of wishing I did now.
Must you listen and bang on the congas before you die. He has played with all of the great jazz artists before he went solo into the conga realm. I may mention that Desi Arnaz is my favorite conga player and Babalu, favorite conga song. My answer is no. You must not listen to Sabu Palo Congo before you die. I have nothing against it. It's just not for me, and I really don't think it's for you. I've scored everything almost identically the same for fear of repercussions from Sabu, because some of the translations are talking about a black stone that has dark magical powers. So be careful out there, but don't listen to it. Don't badmouth it, but don't listen to it.
Oh, that's good to know, Jack. We don't want any black magic creeping up on us. But if you would like to comment on what you think about Palo Congo, remember what you say, though, with the black stone and everything. We'd love to hear from you on Spotify and YouTube. Subscribe for a new episode every Monday on YouTube. And follow along on Spotify for a new episode every Monday as well. Album number 3, season number 2. Adam, it's your turn. Let's give that thing a spin.
Well, it looks like the Wheel of Albums is on a world tour right now in season 2. Last week, we had Cuban Congo music, and this week, the wheel tells us we are going to Iceland for some ambient shoegaze music that makes you want to dream. The wheel has given us Sugar Rose's Algidius Bidian.
All right, voices from another island next week for Jack and Adam. I am Justin. Have a great week. Go bang on those congas.
Go.
Palo Congo.
Go.
Why'd you say Palo Congo?
I'm recording.
Oh, you're recording. Oh.
Palo Congo.
Palo Congo.
Adam with a few last thoughts that he had over the past week with Palo Congo.
Damn, I should have taken Spanish. What are they saying? Do they want to fight, or do they just want to get it on? Is it a fertility ritual dance I'm listening to? Am I going to get pregnant from listening to this? How many drummers are in this band anyway? What does Buenas noches mean? The second song makes me want to do and listen to and eat and make nachos. Cool. They got Speedy Gonzalez guest spot to start the second song. Should I take salsa lessons? Man, I could go for a Cuban sandwich right now. I wonder if Fidel Castro was a big fan. Maybe not. It looks here like Sabu moved to Sweden in 1967. Guess communism wasn't his thing. A good red stripe. No, a mojito. I wonder how conga players keep their hands dry. Gotta have soft hands to play the congas. I don't think I would look good in a Panama hat. Was I Love Lucy actually a funny show? Man, that 40 minutes went fast. Enjoyable listen.
Amazing Congo music presented by Sydney.